What's the answer with this final pick? ThuG, what can he draft?
That's still
play?
like the idea of a Razor.
I also don't mind the Invoker. I think that they're a little bit light on control here. Like they've one proper stun with Roar. It gives them some good late game scaling as well. He's a little vulnerable to like the early Night Stalker rotations with the Lina. That's a pretty easy kill, but at the same time you have the tree to help him out. These other lanes are very self-sufficient, so you can kind of camp mid if you need to.
Could you go all in with the old school Veno Warlock Mirana combo?
I do not like Mirana right now.
I mean, I don't like Mirana.
With
Warlock, it sometimes, but
with Warlock, it's okay.
But is it? I mean, I
no,
still pick it.
Definitely...
I swear it loses games when people try it now.
We did cast a game earlier in CIS where G played it and they did lose. But
and I cast another Mirana game where it lost again, and it was super farmed.
Okay, it's the TA.
Okay, so the ThuG classic, the TA, and in terms of is this a good TA game, or is he's still going to have issues this game?
It's alright. I think a lot depends on what he's able to get, like in the way of stacks. Like TA is so timing oriented.
Well, that's what Beastmaster's there for.
Yeah.
He's got nothing better to do than stack.
You get some juicy stacks going. You get your fast blink Deso into BKB. You're looking good. But if they're able to kind of slow Mao's early tempo, then I think it could be kind of a hard game for them.
I mean, there's a lot of like control for the TA, at least until she gets a BKB. But on the flip side, I think these you can give the TA a lot of support because you have a Venomancer. You know, Veno's going to be super self-sufficient. Beastmaster's pretty difficult to gank, so TA can really get that kind of mid-1 treatment, though we see Secret really prioritize stacking for the TA and get her off to a hot start. And Danish Bears are not that good at taking Ancients away, so...
Yeah, I mean...
The mouse draft is just incredibly annoying to play against.
It is annoying. You would say it's the better draft, do you feel, or... like?
I think it's pretty even, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't know if I necessarily favor Mao's draft. It's just... the heroes are, I guess frustrating is a good way to put it. Just because, there's Plague Words, there's Hawk Vision, there's Tree Vision. Like, finding good engagements, even with a Night Stalker team, is going to be difficult for Danish Bears. That's the biggest hurdle that they have.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big one. It is Danish Bears versus Mouse Sports. Winner of this gets a ticket straight to the Grand Finals, the last series to be played tomorrow, for that place at the International 2017. Woo! I'm Odie Pixel. I'll be joined by Draskell. And you're going to stick around for this one? How do you know?
No pressure. You don't have to if you don't want to. I know Tsunami's been here for ages.
Maybe.
That's a maybe.
I'll do it if LD does it.
I'll stick around for now.
What happened to no pressure? You just put all the pressure on him.
You said no pressure. I didn't say anything about no pressure. I'm here for the pressure.
And see how you find the game. If you don't like it, that's fine. I won't blame you.
If the Dota's not to our liking, we'll leave. So we'll
entertain me.
You'll know if we're judging based on whether or not we stick around.
I want to see how Timbersaw carry does. That's my main thing.
It's definitely a new thing. Well, not. I mean, it's been done before, but
yeah, teams have dabbled.
You have to be like OG to pull it off, though.
I think it's a pretty good Timbersaw game, though. Like, there's no silences. There's really just the roar and the tree roots to control you. There's a lot of slows, but that doesn't really stop you from doing some good work with the chain and chakram. So, the main burst is physical. It's just a TA. I think as far as Timbersaw games goes, it's pretty good.
That's why I'm still surprised that they went for the TA over the Puck. I think Puck is more suited for countering out.
Yeah, but then they're on such a timer though. Like that lineup really falls off with the Puck later on.
Yeah, Puck is dead. But I mean, as it is, their team doesn't scale. Has been having issues aside from being irritating.
Their team is really good at swimming map control though. Like I think if Mousesports lineup gets ahead, and they're able to secure one extra chance, it's going to be really hard to get
back. This is going to cause some issues for ThuG. Neuer and Rise with this wraparound. Can they get the kill out of this one? He does still have a refraction. Is that going to be enough to get him up? They've got another dual breath. They'll lay it down. It will connect.
Oh, mid lane is lost.
That is such a good timing. I'm surprised I don't see that more often.
Yeah, making that wraparound.
Right after they pick up the bounty.
They did get the courier snipe, though, with the tree. Very nicely done behind the tower.
Classic, maybe.
Also dropped the ward. Very efficient.
So mid lane went from 1 to lost in like 2
Yes. You just flipped like red, green. it was yellow, then quick red, quick green. Now it's.
Oh, look
okay
at what
for the
Spartan's
team.
doing though. He's actually not letting any of the creeps die. So ThuG in reality, he's only going to miss 1 range creep. Very nicely done.
Saved.
All right. So yeah, you're absolutely right. You take that trade then. If you're Mouse. Let's see what the two of them could do with Neuer hanging around, holding hands with 747. Spartan looking after ThuG for the time being. These side lanes, a bit of a go being made onto Ace. Skylark and MNT chasing him down. Needs one more punch to get the job done. And the salve is there, so Ace will be fine. Can they cancel the salve? No, he's not going to mess around. Too close to the tower of Rise hanging about.
See, this is why I was surprised Mass was picking Bounty Hunters. Like, Tree is just, to me, like a way better Bounty Hunter, and he was available in those games when he took it. So, maybe next time. Like, he's so good at these roaming supports, and I think Tree is probably the, if not the best one in this patch, then, like, up there with the Night Stalker is one of, like, the 2 or 3.
He pressures a lane like even earlier than what a Night Stalker could do.
Yeah.
Like even
Just
Timber,
look at this
him.
damage, yeah. This is Timber, and he's gone. And that, you know, Ace in terms of regen, he's only got 2 tangos left.
Well, I mean,
He doesn't have his reactive armor
Yeah.
yet.
Timber has no natural.
Tower is under attack.
Disgusting.
Yep. Not an easy lane for Ace at all, being kept all right away from the creeps and such. Skylark getting the most out of this. 7 for 4. Mid lane, Neuer been hanging around, causing issues for ThuG. We've got 5 for 2 against the 8 for 1, so indeed 7-4-7 with the slight lead. MNT still just eyes at the top. Thinking if anything's down, isn't going to be the case. Bottom lane, Madara, 8 for 3, Hester Joe. Getting a little bit, but certainly Madara being able to zone the Legion out a bit with the poison. And a go being made onto MNT. Is in trouble, that sentry's down. We'll realise it now. Backs away again.
But Timber's just.
He doesn't really have the mana.
Yeah, but he can make an excuse. Oh, Dio
Oh,
misses.
missed the gale, yeah. They may still get this, or at least bring him close. Yeah, but that Shadow Word, he's tangoing up. The tango going to be enough?
Oh.
Yeah, oh, he goes
That
into.
is a sick fatal bond.
Yeah, is that going to be enough? Fatal bonding the creeps?
Oh, he's
Oh,
dead.
oh, that if so, that was a beautiful
That
play.
was-
Diving the tower to get that fatal bonds on the incoming creep wave. What a play!
Spartan's entire day.
Dude, he's
that is-
crushing at this game already.
I wish they would add like a "This is Sparta" sound effect and to the chat wheel just
Yeah.
for this man, and then every time he goes for a dive like that.
That was, I mean, that was just really neat. That was really nicely done from Spartan.
I mean, so what? He salvages mid lane.
Yep.
He gets a first blood on the offlaner.
Yep.
Is there anything this man can't do? And the funny thing is, he's on a warlock.
Yes,
Like the least impactful like rotating hero normally. Just sits and farms and throws out a nuke once in a while.
Up top. Yeah, and blows continue to be traded. MNT opening up onto Ace. Ace is certainly a little bit tankier now. He's level 3 with those 2 points in the reactive. Much harder for Maz to make a go on. In fact, Maz could be in trouble. Neuer with the wraparound on the Night Stalker. Skylark, very far and such is enough to stop Danish Bears from diving upon him, so he will survive. MNT as well back in the Invis should be fine as well.
At this point,
See
it gets a like that top lane. The dynamic changes a lot now that Timber Saw has a few levels, has a couple points reactive armor. He doesn't really need any help at this point, so they're kind of free to move the Chikiro around. It's the first nighttime. The Night Stalker can go pressure other lanes if he wants, or try to gank top. So
That also means that Train is also. Because I agree, Train shouldn't.
he's not going to do anything against this Timber without like a +1. Maybe if they brought in the TA or the Veno.
It is helping secure Skylark's farm, though.
That's true.
That's the one thing.
Yeah, keeping him on par. The Timber.
It also, to some extent, like forces the at least one support to stay around top. But I actually think the Timbersaw even does well against those two heroes 1v2 at this point.
See ThuG getting those side stacks up as well, keeping the efficiency high.
Is anyone stacking it?
That is the
No.
question.
So that's what Spartan should be doing.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, if you can hold on.
Nice stun here in the mid lane, catching out ThuG. Not enough to get the kill. MNT will TP across. ThuG will be fine. Danish Bears back off after they see that TP. Bottom lane. That's the joke, giving Spawn a little bit of a run around.
At the minimum, I think Beastmaster should be sending boars in, because boars are now useless.
He's been using him to CS most of the time.
Yeah, but you can get 2 of them. Like, well, okay.
If he actually gets this.
It's with 25.
Well, well.
It's pretty hard.
I mean, I agree. I think that they should put some emphasis on stacking, but at the same time, how early can the TA kill it? You want like probably 7, right? Because you want traps.
Oh, this frog.
Neuer just jumping across the cliff. Can they kill ThuG? With that Laguna Blade, they're going to give it a good shot, and they do. They get it. I mean, this here, Night Stalker here, the way he just close a gap like that and make the gank happen. Scary stuff.
There's been a lot more emphasis on securing mid, actually, from the side of Danish players than Mouse this game.
Yeah.
Like, sure, Spartan was around for a little bit, but he's predominantly been bottom.
Spawn and MNT have come in.
I think they should be prioritizing the TA. If not, like, actually supporting the lane, they definitely need to be stacking, because I don't really see these other heroes taking over. Like Beastmaster, there are solutions for the Roar this game. He's up against a Timbersaw. Venno is annoying, but TA is really like is the most essential hero if they want to be successful in the mid game.
Man,
Overall, definitely pressure now starting to be put on by Danish players.
oh.
Uh-oh. Run, shitty wizard.
Good you.
Winless, but it's not enough at nighttime?
I think he popped his Hunter in the night a little bit.
Drink is still chilling up here.
Not
Not
really
really
long.
do much to Timbersaw after.
And now Madara's left on his own because of his movements. He has got the armor. I'll buy him a bit of regen. Moving back in again, Hester
They
really
have
wanting to
duel
find
now.
the duel, yeah.
He's really low though.
They're going in for it. He will find it. He is going to go for it, but Skylar with that counter rotation.
Oh, easy
Brilliant
damage for the
TP.
Snake Man.
Yeah.
Over. Legion Commander has to make sure to go for it, but as soon as you see that TP back off.
Yeah, I think he saw the TP as well.
Yeah, he did.
And that was really nice again from Skylar.
Tunnel vision.
Getting down there. We'll free the lane up top. MNT taking some of the XP. Ace actually going to make a goal on him. Now he's got that level 6 on the Chakram. MNT still needs a bit of time. That's the living armor. Is it enough? Ace hasn't quite got the burst, or has he with that Chakram? Oh, he has. My bad. He's got it. So Scarlet leaves the lane, but that leaves MNT vulnerable. And Ace takes advantage of it.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, though, it's still worth for the Beastmaster to keep doing that.
For sure, yeah, because you've shut down the Legion and got this action down.
As a Joe, though, he's actually doing pretty well. Level 6. I mean, with the one duel onto the tower, obviously, it wasn't fantastic, but I mean, just having the capability of laning against a Venno as an offlaner is something that not a lot of heroes can do. Normally, it's like Abba or, I guess, or the main. You just say it. Obviously, Legion offers you a lot more in the way of being able to kick off later on, and also scales extremely well.
You need to get Spartan that level 6 in the mid lane. We've got some Ancients now for the TA to clear up. ThuG. Bringing himself back into the game. That work is what you see. Taking the top spot at the moment, 747. Great start there at the beginning. Level 9 as well on him. Top. Alright, back to Ace. It's bottom lane where M&T's now moved down to. This site set for Hester Joe. Very hard those we said for these heroes. I mean, kind of this combination to do anything against Legion and to do anything against a Timber. Out here with the deep dive, they will get Neuer. With the reaction now, there could be potential to turn. Ace comes in with the TP, is a little low mana, does still have the Soul Ring, but the Golem's going to be dropped down. Gale connects onto Ace, the Golem punching into him. Ace has to Timber train away. They're going to chase this man down past the tier 2s. They do lose the Beastmaster. They can't quite get Ace. He's out with the Timber change. Neuer now wrapping around. Hechio comes into the middle of it all, but it has to back off there. They just turn and right click him down with the wards and such set up. Hester Joe doing his best to try and find something at least to return, but ends up throwing away his life. The living armor there protecting Spartan from that void burst, as the rest of Mouse get themselves out, and it ends up just being the offlaner for an offlaner. Pulling a mid laner. Ah, okay, so no, ThuG did get Neuer as well.
I mean, they were super deep there, and they dropped the rock as well. They don't really get much damage on the tier 1 either, so ultimately, like a kill or two going away with Mao is not really a big win for them in any way. I think more importantly, it's showcasing how good living armor actually is against heroes like Night Stalker,
Yeah.
who don't have any way of breaking through themselves. You kind of need the Jakiro to be there if you want to really be able to get that kill.
Yeah, that is the one thing. Like, Jakiro is obviously amazing against living armor, but he's pretty immobile, so he won't necessarily be there to punish the living armor when you actually need him to.
Chaotic offering.
You ideally want to take an objective and drop the rock, or at least get like a key hero kill.
A little too big. Legions go straight for the run-up duel at this stage. Spartan usually just taking the mid lane, doing his best to zone Neuer out of there. Ace moving down to the bottom. Here with the pressure from Madara, who's closing in on that veil. Stage, but all for free. Still just the very slight lead at the moment for Mouse Sports.
But the goal for Mouse should really be just to continue farming, play around the rock to ideally take a tower down mid and top, because they have such good like ability to Roshan. Beastmaster, I think, going Vlads. TA obviously, once you get to the Deso, makes it really easy. If they can get that map control advantage around the pit, they'll be well suited to take control of the game. Whereas you look at the Dire side, they're pretty terrible at taking objectives. They have the Jakiro, but that's really it.
Much more about the fight, and I think their lineup scales.
Yeah, they're very content just trading farm on the Dire side. The Legion, Timber, Lina.
Move Madara up to the top lane. Has to Joe around, but they're not messing. Straight up with the roar, they close in. Poison over as well. Has to Joe looks for the TP out, and he's going to make it.
That was a really smart piece.
Yeah, they play 2 ultimates on him, and for what? He gets back to safety. I mean, they do force him out of the lane. They will probably get a tower, but they do not get the kill.
That's going to be an issue.
Yeah, Tree needs to blink. That's like their main reliable disable. He's got 1,800 net worth. I mean, it's not going to be super soon.
Dire structures are fortified.
Sorry.
Mid lane, Neuer covered with a wraparound here, looking for MNT. They put the dust, they've got the vision onto the Treant. Spartan is there, has got the rock, but he holds on to it for now. We'll just have to let the Treant die. Wants to save the Chaotic Offering for a more ideal time, but that might come soon. Neuer teasing around with the idea of pushing them right back, and that will get the space for Danish Bears to finish off the tier 1. Now Neuer looking for more action, closing in onto Spartan, gets the Shadow Word off. We'll be fine. They'll take the objective, they'll back off. They're skipping the creeps down on the bottom lane. They're also on the verge of taking themselves another tier 1, and that looks to be their next objective as they head straight down to the bottom.
Powers against so much.
Well, Madara actually TPing in as well, and there is a full lineup coming for him here. They will be sending in more on the side of Mouse Sports, but I don't think it's going to be soon enough. The Venom gets around it, dueled up. ThuG continues the TP in here. The Chaotic Offering is dropped. He has got the Refraction buying him some help, but the ultimate comes out from Jakiro. He just melt. 747 gets off the deny. And they're going to lose Scarlet as well, potentially. He's got to run out of there. Chucks the axes back round. Joe and Neuer gets rooted. Ace still trying to find the Scarlet, who doesn't actually get it. In fact, again, it's Spartan. Just with the Chaotic Offering, he finds himself a triple. In a situation where it looked like Danish Bears was sure to come out on top with Mouse throwing bodies one by one at them. But they just end up cleaning up Mouse.
Alright, this is where you queue up that Midas.
Yeah, I was actually just going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
If he still goes Arcane's Eye, I would be surprised. Like, yeah, 1,400.
I mean, what about, he had 1,600, and he could have gone the Midas recipe. They said, "Now we need 4." That's a true supporter.
This is what. Take notes, Owen.
What a legend. And well, yeah, I can't believe they held that as well as they did.
The start of the fight was pretty hectic because the Roar got immediately purged by the Presti attack, so it was basically ineffective. And then MNT was a little bit farther away from the engagement. By the time he got there, there was a fatal bonds across a couple of heroes, and no one had been dropped, and it was
wall on top of all of them.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, Spartan was just able to channel an upheaval forever, and Night Stalker was just crawling out.
Here we go again. Can they hold it a second time? That's the question this tier 1.
Nah, they're just abusing their roster.
Bringing in Madara. And they're certainly making it hard for Danish Bears to get these towers. Another hold, ThuG.
I mean, those towers are really important for Mouse.
Another roar, another purge.
Oh, the shrine. Is it enough? Skylark kind of stuck here on the hard ground. MNT's coming in with a haste rune though. Straight down with the lead seed. Pommel is down onto Rise. Looking to tickle away from more as he forces Hester Joe's way, just running around on this tree. They get the kill. The shrine not enough to save that dragon.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is like that bottom tower is so important for Mouse because, you know, to expand on what Neil was mentioning, like obviously you're up against the Night Stalker, the Legion, like even Timber, these heroes are really good at collapsing on targets and if they're out of position, but when you have the tower, Mouse's team fight is really strong and they actually have a way to like all get there quickly. They don't generally have mobility with the towers, they can group up and fight, so.
They don't have a tier 1 mid. Yeah. You're gonna get this.
It's a little scary with the Poison Nova.
Trying to get a lead to catch there, but they were unsuccessful. The TP in. Quick blink out from the TA. The refraction. That is the Diakuri hitting the ground. Ooh, that's kind of painful. That is the Bloodstone recipe gone.
The tree punch, like the secret shot.
Oh, that's what it is. I was like, hang on. Am I going crazy here? Right?
Yeah, that Bloodstone deny actually at the mid tier 1, 747 hit just completely stone. So actually ended up not losing that many charges because she kills before having to deny.
Yeah, you're sitting top of the network. Good right now. I think it's like it's almost to a point where I feel like Mouse need to keep making moves. Because I just see Danish Bears in their lineup getting more and more scary, and I really think that priority-wise, Skylark has to start focusing on securing fights.
It would not help. No,
They have the medallion for this too, so
Rise is in the end.
This is the power of the tree. Anticipate any incoming smoke.
yeah, they definitely know.
It's going to be too late then. By the looks of it, Roshan pulling through Rise, will chop down the ultimate, but they still find it. ThuG grabs it, then move forward, get the poison over onto 2, and again this upheaval, slowing down Noya, slowing down Rise. Laguna's dropped onto the tree, but the side of Danish Bears have already lost 2. The Roar to hold the Hester Joe Legion off at the sidelines, allow the rest of the team to look towards Ace, but he gets the Timber Chain down. Out back to safety. But it's Mouse claiming Roshan, grabbing that Aegis on the TA. Taking 2 kills, taking a tier 1. That's going to be putting ThuG pretty much in the region of having that Desolator complete.
Yeah, they have the Deso on the TA now, so their ability to take towers out just improved quite dramatically. Once it's flown out, anyway.
That's a really big breath of life to their lineup as well. Like it's one objective to be able to get Roche because you had a TA, a tree, and a Beastmaster, so it seems like that should always be on the docket. But getting the team fight win after the fact without having to commit one of your biggest ultimates, getting the tier 1, it's a huge swing in momentum. It's something that Mouse's lineup, I think, almost needed. And
I think, you know, something you brought up earlier, Andy, like they really thrive when they can like start getting the network of Plague Wards down, the TA traps, the Hawks can, you know, scout out the jungle a little deeper.
Yeah, there is so much.
Like they just kind of spread their tentacles over the map as these towers fall.
Even with the Night Stalker ulti, it's like they still see a ton.
I still think Mouse is a huge map control edge even with the Night Stalker in the game.
Not often that you would say that.
Yeah.
Almost the crest finished. Oh, he just picks it up from the Dire Sinker Chop, actually. This is, I think, the build that he almost always does, I want to say.
Yeah, he sometimes does get the net crush at an earlier stage, but for the most part, yeah, this seems to be what Scarlet's been doing.
What is Train Protect?
I think he was buying a drop. Yeah, he's buying a drop.
Stacks pretty well with the Inner Beast. jamming away in the bongos. You know.
Are they really trying to fight into Aegis right now?
They think they're good.
There we go, ThuG with the jump in. Spartan holding on to the chaotic offering. Not going to quite jump in yet. Looking for the opportune moment. Raw onto the Timber Sword. There's the chaotic offering onto 3. There are people down as well as Danish Bears getting pushed back. They've lost it. There's going to be a buyback from Hester Joe as he TPs into the shrine, but he walks straight into the poison over. It catches 3 of them. They have killed the TA once. Can they do it again? Ace towards Madara, but ThuG jumps in with a quick melt strike. That's going to be a dieback on the Legion. Crippling Fear onto Noya. He's missing the hits here, the TA, for the time being. Gale from Madara trying to control Ace, but he still has the Timber Chain. ThuG, what's his next target? He's going to look to try and turn towards Ace with the rest of them. Has to melt the Timber Chain. Oh, ThuG is so glad that that did not connect. He will survive. He's trying to get his way back. No, he wants to go back in. Jumps back in for the kill onto the Night Stalker. ThuG still alive amongst this all. Ace, Timber Chain through it all. ThuG, Refraction, burned down by the Chakram. Ace now out of mana. The Ice Path, the Light Strike connect onto ThuG. He's still alive. He melts. He survives the Shadow Word, healing him up. Refraction's back there yet again. Ace, can he finally kill this TA? He's moving in on the Chakram. At the same time, Madara takes down Alina. Finally, the TA to fall. But now Skylark's back. Madara's still alive, duking out Rise. The Shadow Word and the punch to the back from the Beastmaster to bring him down. And Madara, he's going around the tree line. The Urn is going to heal him up as well as the Living Armor. Noya's in. Can they kill this Venno? Finally,
Jesus
surely,
Christ.
Finally, they chop him down.
Oh my god, those heals! The
Oh.
living armor, the urn, the shadow word, that was ridiculous, man.
So they basically just fought 10 heroes.
That was ridiculous. I mean, overall, well, we have those that dieback from Hester Joe.
Ace was the last man standing, though. How many Bloodstone charges do you have? Because he just completed the Bloodstone.
17.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
So that's the big
Lina,
up.
Lina only has 5.
Yeah, but for the greater good.
He
This is your one
suicided,
position.
came back, and died again.
Yeah.
The Jakiro died, came back, and Hestejo died, bought back,
and
and
died again.
Like this was just. I mean,
I
sure,
can't
the Bloodstone
believe they
charges are
tried to
nice.
fight into that.
The Bloodstone charges are nice, but I.
No,
imagine-
oh, no. That's the only consolation factor.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
definitely not saying, like, oh, yeah, they won the fight for sure.
Oh, 747. You don't want to be here.
Did we lose out?
We did lose. So. Where'd the sound go, Rob?
Can't just call him out like that.
Did you kick it, Owen?
Did I kick some?
Did you
Percussive
kick some?
maintenance.
No, I didn't, most of it. There's nothing to kick, actually.
don't stop observing.
Oh, sorry. I was just...
Don't stop compound problems
I mean,
and
you
lose video as well.
On that last game we went on, what was the fuck player? That was,
we got?
TNC's...
Oh, Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. Yeah, if you had Cuckoo cam, I think you could go on ThuG.
I mean, ThuG he was making some plays on that last fight. All eyes on him as he was jumping around. But of course, yeah, as Aldi was saying, just in it being enabled by his team with the amount of sustain they have, allowing him to play a hand, which is perfect. You know, if you can let ThuG do that in
He
these
felt
fights,
like an alchemist almost in that fight.
ridiculous.
Living armor and refraction.
And urn charges too, I think.
And Shadow Burst.
and Shadow.
flats.
And yeah, I think he hit the Solar Crest for at least
Yeah.
part of it. I mean, the whole lineup is kind of built around the TA.
Yeah.
You know, they have this huge AoE that you don't want to fight into. You're constantly buffing her in various ways. Really does end up becoming the siege engine, which is kind of what they need to break through some of these outer structures.
Oh, we got sound again.
We can hear a train sound.
Beautiful. Oh, it's pretty quick.
What noise does the tree make?
I mean, if you don't see it, you don't hear it.
Does anyone really know?
You popped an active drum down, yeah, that totally works.
Yeah. And you can excavate the whole side of it.
Brack would be proud.
What a lane mouse. Tier 2. I'll get it. 747 has to be careful that he doesn't get roared at, and Skylark, the vision, can't quite get in range. We'll let him go.
It's actually crazy Mouse has been able to, you know, the fact that like they're just getting run into by Danish Bears because they're not really that good at initiating without the blink on the Beastmaster. But Danish Bears are just kind of obliging by 5-manning straight into their AoE.
Well, it's kind of like they have to, right?
Right.
Because if you let Mouse set up their siege, you might as well just not even defend the tower. You kind of want to fight them before they get to your tower, as hard as it is to do. If you allow them that concave of wards and you get set up with an upheaval or something like that,
Good luck,
engaging it.
yeah.
We go MNC.
I can't believe he's not afraid of this. That just shows how far ahead Mouse is.
Heads in, yeah, and gives him a good old wallop.
He doesn't even have... Well, there we go.
He is a tree.
He is a true. And yeah, you're saying that Danish players have to take the fight to Mouse Sports. We keep on saying time and time again, Mouse Sports have such a vision superiority advantage. You've got traps, you've got Hawk, you've got Plague Wards, you've got Invis Tree.
But you have to try. It's very hard during daytime. They have like almost no chance of getting an ambush there.
What is Night Stalker working on?
Halberd.
Halberd, yeah.
That's gonna be really. They have one halberd out, don't they? On
No,
No,
God, no. He
no.
wishes he had a halberd.
then where am I thinking?
Halberd was on Venom.
Oh wow, that sucks.
Well, not if you're an
Yeah, no, and Mouse.
Stop trying to drop that number.
Oh.
There we go. Madara, is he going to get any help from his friends?
Look,
He
this
is.
tower is still up.
Yeah, they're coming in. They will it them before just a poison over? Oh, they do. And yeah, TPs are going to be cancelled. Mouse will just let that one go.
Push tier 2 top.
TA has BKB now, that's quite big. It's only the duel to even try to deal with her.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So they will finally get this tier 1 that they've been after for quite some while.
Bottom tower has
Any
fallen.
spares? You said that with that BKB and also with that DD if he wants to go grab it up. Be very, very nice for him to have for the next fight. Top lane, they've sent ThuG back to deal with this. ThuG with the DD, Roshan, it's going to be the slightly high, in the middle ground. Squad time.
The thing that's terrifying to me if you're Danish players is how long it took them to kill Madara.
Yes.
It was like their whole team attacking him, and he was alone. It still took him like 5 or 6 seconds. Doesn't seem like a long time. Very long time in Dota.
Yeah, you imagine him getting that double heal, you know, someone from the team actually helping him. It's
Like, he
very
is gonna get his ult off. Like, there is no way they can kill him fast enough. Unless, of course, he's alone and it's 5 years.
Smoke play here from Mouse. Maybe not necessarily really want to go on. I mean, well, okay, with four of them, they can certainly give it a shot. They surround him. Ice Path comes out, but there's the chaotic offering. Does grab the two of them, but Timbersaw will remain alive.
That shrine.
The upheaval, though.
The upheaval indeed, though, enabling ThuG to just close in with the Golem. TA and Golem going to work, cutting down two. The BKB does now wear off. It'll be held back by the Ice Path. Gets the courier on the way. That's a clarity on the sideline, boys and girls. Ace now surrounded. He pops out the chakram, but the Golem just remains alive throughout it all here. They've lost two on Danish players, maybe more. ThuG still alive. Refraction. He jumps back in, looking for Rise. Gets it. The Shadow Word keeping the TA alive. And Ace will just timber chain back up to the high ground in time. But again, this aggression from Mouse, fighting up into a shrine, into opening up on a timber saw, and it still goes okay for them.
Like, look at the hill. I mean, that's like the epitome of, oh god, we're fighting, oh god, we're fighting.
Press all your buttons.
That upheaval was just disgusting. It did so much.
He was like down on here.
He was really patient with the rock.
Yeah,
too.
he was
Yeah.
fake canceling. I think he didn't really know. Half the panic worrying was because, are they going to come from the high ground? When are they going to come from the high ground? Should I just commit it straight just for a Timbersaw? And he was patient. He waited. Timbersaw got out and may have died if they committed the chaotic offering directly onto him, but who cares when you can finish off the rest of his team?
It's like the benefit of having like Venom with the Warlock is that even if you could get a kill, it's almost always better to just Fatal Bonds a couple of heroes or just casually channel a full upheaval. Because it seems like that's been happening a lot this game.
So this is a pretty big Aegis, I think, for Mouse. The TA is very strong right now. Ideally, with this, you want to take that last tier 2, start threatening high ground a bit. I don't think they have to like end the game with it or anything, but
I think a tier 3 is in order.
a tier 3.
And ThuG as well with that gold. Well on the way to the MKB.
Because the thing is, with their lineup, like, you know, we talked a lot about like their map control potential. You take down tier 3, something like the shrines can be dealt with, and then it's really hard for Danish bears to go out of the base and contest the next Roche. Really projects force anywhere on the map.
Yeah, you want to talk about a lineup that can constrict you, it's definitely Mouse. With the amount of vision they have, they can pretty much see you leave the base from anywhere. Unless you're smoked.
Time to dump all the heals on the team.
Can they stop this push?
How do you go at this TA?
No. I mean, your only initiation.
They're actually doing this before the rock is up as well, or the Poison Nova. That's how confident they are. That like you just can't go on ThuG.
It'll be interesting. They do have Nova now. I mean, honestly, even just Poison Nova and Fatal Bonds is a huge deterrent to fights.
Get
Okay,
back.
it looks like their bottom lane is pushing it pretty heavily. They probably don't want to take any chip damage.
I mean, they've got tons of time.
Yeah, there's no rush to
Are
do
there
anything
any
too soon.
items coming up for?
I mean, maybe the MKB for the TA, you know, 1k gold away on ThuG. I mean, that's going to be pretty massive.
That's a big item.
Yeah. So maybe just play it safe until that's out, as you said, because of the time that they have. Anything else major? I mean, I guess AC is still quite far away for Skylark. Blink Dagger looking to be eyeing for MNT. Actually, look, I'm sure, well, one of them's not going to build the AC, I'd imagine, as both the Fenno and the Beastmaster will have that geared up.
It's a race.
Yeah, there we go. Deciding to build the pipe for the team instead.
If they get AC and pipe, their 5-man is just like over 9,000. God, it's already pretty ridiculous. But
What does Night Stalker have right now?
Still working on that halberd.
Oh god, I didn't even see how poor he is.
what a nightmare.
That's usually where he does his best work, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is like... The middle lane was actually going pretty well in the early game for Danish Bears. ThuG was losing pretty handedly just because of how much attention they were putting towards it.
Just goes full Greaves as well, Spartan.
TA is never going to die.
He is very hard.
And now's the go time. Greaves, MKB, it's coming together very strongly for Mouse. They have this 10k lead, they have that Aegis.
I kind of like what DB's doing though. They're at least pushing the lanes. You know, Ace is across the map. He's bottom. He's got his boots of travel. He's doing the Timber Saw thing. I mean, sure, he's not going to be able to hit the tower as effectively as another hero, but he can kill the crew.
And see what that does. He caught 747, and in fact, with that overgrowth, gets him on the edge of it all. Very nice catch there from MNT.
The Dom is dead.
How many Bloodstone charges does she have?
Oh, it's not pretty.
2.
I bet Timbersaw wishes he could
Radiant's
just split it with
bottom
her.
tower is under attack.
Do it.
Yeah, he's actually doing extremely well. It's just, it's a safe lane Timber.
Yeah.
You know, we all kind of questioned how much influence the hero would have, and I feel like even though he hasn't necessarily played bad, he's just not able to do as much.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's playing Timber, so he's having a Timber influence. It's just the rest of his team is not being able to do anything else.
There's the upheaval. I mean, Ace sitting here. He's already taken down to half. ThuG comes in, forces back the Night Stalker.
This upheaval.
It's actually
Night Stalker is trying to crippling fear ThuG, but it just can't get in range.
So little they can do here. Lena will be back up in a second. That will increase their odds, but now ThuG opening up onto Ace. Quick strike, taking a third of his life away. Now looking towards the racks. Still playing it safe, but yeah, they've got those two big ultimates. The Poison Nova and the Chaotic Offering.
Oh, the wards are stacking up.
So hard for Danish Bears to fight into. The slow, strong siege with Mouse. Jump in from ThuG, there's the Chaotic Offering. Ice Bath in response immediately holds back the TA. He's going to hold on to that BKB charge for the timing. Now he pops it. Turns towards Ace. Ace with the Timber Chain away out of the route. There'll be the Roar onto Hester Joe. ThuG moving across, trying to dispatch the Legion. They'll get him. That's going to be Legion down for 50 seconds. No buyback on Hester Joe.
Time to leave.
You don't really have to.
They can go back in. They certainly can. They still have Poison Nova available. There's the trap slow.
I just
Towards Ace, ThuG opens up on him. Quick play of the chakra removes the refraction. ThuG healed up again by the Shadow Word. So much sustain to keep this man alive. It will take the Golem out. Our people starting to be channeled up by Spartan. Look at this movement speed. They just can't move. Skylark opens up onto Rise. ThuG jumps straight across onto Neuer. And with 3 down, they'll find the space to get the racks. He jumps on the cheese. He's back up to full after the Laguna Blade connects. And they cannot hold on to that top set of racks. Mouse successful with the push. Now moving towards the mid lane.
How are they all still full HP?
Earn, Warlock, Guardian Greaves, I think, and Tree Armor.
And Vlad.
Crazy.
Vlad.
And Blaz, yeah.
And Chi.
And she's.
Yummy Chi.
They're playing it safe in Mouse. They know that they've got a very strong lead. Back up. Look towards the Shrines. And this game getting very, very difficult for Danish players to come back into. And as you guys mentioned, down to the draft. What can this Timbersaw offer at this stage of the game other than be just a slight nuisance to bring down?
Yeah, that's, I think, really the biggest issue. Ace had a really good laning phase. He's been very proactive about pushing out the lanes whenever he has the opportunity. They just can't kill anything.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, there's also another problem. The lane has one charge under Bloodstone.
Yeah.
That is a sad Bloodstone.
Well, it can't get really any sadder, so.
It can go to 0.
That's the good.
Can it go to 0?
I thought you could have 0. Maybe you can't. Maybe it's just
I mean,
one.
I'm sure we'll find out this game.
I mean, either way, you know, like there's not much blood left to lose here. I think. So that's the promising silver lining here. And she had a great start too. It's the painful thing.
I imagine it doesn't go to 0 because it loses what, a third of its charges. So knowing Dota, it will like take a third off and then just round it back up, probably, won't it?
I think it's 0 actually.
Does it?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I had a game where I had a 0.
And
Okay.
it really
Andy
stuck
knows
in
from
his
experience.
craw.
It's PTSD, you know.
Yeah, you're saying it in such a way you're like, guys, I have seen it. It was on me.
I was a feeder. It's true.
Just waiting for that courier snipe.
Radiant's bottom tower.
It really
Something
is.
with bot tier 3.
This reminds me of the old fountain that wasn't elevated, where you could just
Walk in and
you just like drop wards in there as a nature's prophet, and the second their courier leaves the fountain, just immediately kill it.
He's set up for it too. He's got the ward.
Was that was Moon, right, at TI, where he went for like that crazy sneaky play where he go.
oh wait, TP'd and smoked or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did some like I forget the exacto. It was so like some crazy fountain dive.
It was Furin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think he just TP'd.
Oh no, he stole
What
the
was
gem
it?
out of the fountain.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was yeah.
with
That was
smoke.
the gem
Yeah.
steal.
Yeah,
that was it.
That
yeah.
was what smoke.
Oh, they hit him with the scan. I know he's around.
Speedy. Stop stopping away.
Impossible for them to catch out. Some items coming out for the side though, Ace. 25, and does have the ag in it.
And the thing is, like, does that really change the game?
I mean,
though,
that's
you
the.
know?
No,
TA has a
Sure.
BKB.
Aghanims is pretty substantial, I would say.
I mean, substantial enough though.
Well, it instantly kills the creep wave. Like,
Okay,
by
so
having
you
the
can-
double
okay.
chopper, you spam out so hard as Timbersaw with this item. And he's got enough mana regen, I think, with having the 18 charge on the Bloodstone. I'm not
Hey, he's
saying
got plus
it's-
32. What?
it might not be enough to like win them the game, but it's definitely something that is a good point for them.
I love this TA though. She's got Daedalus complete now as well on top
Oh
of that.
man, Beastmaster's got that war talent. Hell yeah.
Say goodbye to your boars.
More feeding of the bulls.
I bet he regrets that talent.
I mean, it's patient by Mouse not to go for that. You see a Timbersaw you just smoked up, you're like, what is this guy?
Well, they have a trap in the Roshan pit, so they know that it's up. So if
There's no risk, there's no reason to go for that.
yeah, if DB go in and they don't drop a sentry, they're gonna see that. And that's
Do they have a sentry?
They placed one, but it's not in range of the
What about,
I was Spaghetti-O.
This is what we call a debate.
I think we saw this happen between Mouse and Planet Dog last time. We'll see if it goes as well for Mouse as it did before. Ace going down the double chakram. He's going to have the duel. Actually coming out controlling ThuG. It's a good duel, but he had the refraction of the BKB up, and okay, it's not a good duel. It's a terrible one. It gives the damage away to the TA, and now forcing the rest of them back. Lina has to back off. Ace does manage to take off the Warlock in the side of it. Oh, yeah.
where is Timbersaw?
On the high ground. ThuG jumps in, one shot, 1100 damage there with the quick crit. Skylark with that roar on Selena. It looks to be falling apart here. They do manage to clean up a kill at least. Ace getting some stuff done, but
Oh
oh,
my
the
gosh.
bashes coming through from the MKB. Making it impossible for the Timber to play his way out of that one. And with 4 dead, Mouse could easily take this Roshan very, very quickly. And their lead does continue, despite losing 2 to some players from Ace. We did indeed see with that Aghanims, he can kill But it is just the Beastmaster and the Warlock. Madara survives, ThuG survives. These two big cores that are so damn scary at this stage of the game.
I think the most important thing we can take away, Bloodstone doesn't equal.
Ah, there we go.
There we go. I should have trusted you all along. Okay.
Tree.
They get the tree.
We're gonna lose
There's
mid.
a stance on Madara. Can they get anything more? Madara just
Two
moving
radiant
in with the
heroes.
Steelers. Can they punish this, ThuG? Pause the BKB. He has been disarmed. This is a massive kill if they can get it. It's a big if. Madara will be left alone. That's the Aegis pop. Does ThuG come back in to save his teammate? That's the question. Can he do anything about this to help Madara get away? Madara still has the cheese. Turns around, disarms the Legion Commander. TA's focus going mainly towards Ace. Here's Spartan. Spartan does not have the chaotic offering back for a full minute, but they don't need it. They just need an upheaval. Starting to slow them down. ThuG enabled to move in onto Noya. Ace taking the poison over to the face. Does manage to tip the chain back up. Rise turns with the ice path. A little bit of the old Carlet as Ace goes in with the chakram. Madara gets the cheese eaten in the second FPS. Turn back. There's the nail hit
Next
flying
slide,
up. Jump back.
please.
Skylark gets the roar. Roaring not only the players but our servers as well. They're held back, but he loses his life. Mouse backing off. Ace bringing some smoothness back to the street. So they get the melee racks, but it's a little bit of a mess. But still, nonetheless, their top racks are gone, middle melee's gone. Mouse still with a defensive lead. Danish Bears doing everything they can though to try and slow them down.
Alright, so let me take it back for a second. Do you think that Danish Bears should have gone for that roach, even if they did have Trap taken away?
Probably not.
It's but I mean, at the end of the day, like, do they? Is it the point that they need to try
Well,
for those?
we just said that
high-risk
Timbersaw had
plays.
really good wave
I mean,
clear.
that's
so
true.
Can you
Prolong
sit in
it.
your base? Is that the play?
I still think that you eventually can chip down.
Hey, Spartan, do they have detection? They don't. Now it finally comes through, but he turns. He does still get off the chaotic offering. MNT is there with the rest of the team. Madara doesn't have poison over, but MNT comes in with the 4-man overgrowth and immediately blink from ThuG as he focuses Rise. The disarm holds him back for a little bit, but now it's gone. Ace, timid chains away. As to Joe playing around with MNT, this Legion in a lot of trouble. 2 hits from ThuG to take down the commander. And again, it's just Mouse coming out on top of every single fight, every single little thing.
But yeah, in regards to sitting in the base, it's like between Lina and Timber, they can always kill a creeper. It's not the problem, but you're still gonna take like incremental damage over and over and over again. And when push comes to shove, at some point you're gonna have to fight. So, I mean, taking Roche, not taking Roche, it's kind of being stuck between a rock and a hard place. I feel if you DB right now.
MNT just bolts in straight up to tier 3. ThuG looking to join up. Ace on this Timber, moves in with the chakram. Again, backing away, giving himself away. The Laguna Blade will be dropped down onto MNT. MNT's gone. 70 seconds, no tree in. Rest of Mouse now starting to retreat. Noya trying to close the gap onto Madara. Ace, what a Timber chain there, straight amongst them all. They'll bring down Madara. Skylark is trying to go back in and bring down the Legion. Has the roar, the pause as well. Gets the kill, but he is going to pay with his life. The Ice Path controls him. That's going to be him dropping as well. ThuG did manage to find Ace on the Timbersaw, but that time Mouse maybe getting a little too ahead of themselves there as they do lose 3 heroes.
And then he was not gonna be wires there.
I mean, he just
super
walked
deep.
straight in.
Yeah, he was very deep. The Blade Bell actually is deterring ThuG quite a bit from being able to kill Ace.
Yeah.
And that was even with ThuG having a double damage as well. So sometimes what happens is if your BKB's down and you're playing Templar Assassin against Timber, sometimes you blow yourself up on Blade Mail because your refraction charges just get eaten by like chakram ticks and like other random stuff. But if you have BKB and your Blade Mails, then your refraction pretty much solely absorbs the Blade Mail attacks, and ThuG almost killed himself on it during the fight. So I think that's part of the reason why it didn't go super well. Like ThuG was back and forth deciding if he wanted to go in. Once MFP just decided that he wanted to become the tier 3 tower.
But they also have a 20-35 now.
Oh, they're certainly
yeah,
still in the lead.
It's still good.
I will say though that Danish Bears is putting up a heck of a defense. I'm not sure if any other safe lane hero would have been able to do the same thing that Ace is doing for his team right now. So.
Wave clearing, he's tanking, and he's
Generation.
Is he ready to go again, Mouse?
Good news for Danish Bears. TA's only low on item slots here.
Oh yeah, Moonshot and Soup.
Yeah, he's had it for a little bit, I think. He had it for the last fight.
Just drop those. Sell those boots. Get a rapier.
Oh, he actually went for the -8 armor. No.
Not the refraction charges? I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I've seen it when the team with the TA is not able to respond to siege. Like, as a sieging tool, the 3 refraction charges are subjectively better. Right? But in fights, you can make arguments for the -8 armor.
She was late. Are you really having trouble killing targets?
Dude, that Timber took like 3 1500 damage crits to kill.
Yeah,
The Timber's hard to kill.
that's true.
And he is pretty much the only one who can kill Timber. -16 armor on melt.
But then again, there's that blade mail play that you said. More refraction
Yeah.
charges, you'd be able to counter that blade mail a little easier.
If he's not careful, he can just explode himself.
So there is hope for Dane.
I would say a faint glimmer.
A faint glimmer of hope
Yes, a faint.
from this position.
I don't. It doesn't really feel like they did anything like horribly to be in this position. I just think like small things happening, mainly revolving around team fights. Like the one where they were fighting by bottom shrine, and they basically killed like 9 heroes. That was, I think, where they really lost their footing. Because there were like there was a dieback, 2 heroes. Other than that, died 2 times. Lena lost like all of her bloodstone charges, all in that one engagement. It was almost an unmitigated disaster.
But you can't really blame them though. Like that TA lived way longer than any TA
Yeah.
deserves to live.
They kind of got baited, thinking that they could kill ThuG.
Yeah.
Here we go. Back in for the boys. Mouse. We'll see what the next plan is. I mean, will they play it? So do you think they wait for Roshan again, Mouse, or?
They should. They don't
Yeah.
have to.
No
Yeah,
reason
it's-
not to wait.
Might be in trouble there. They're coming in.
Oh,
They get the
dear.
jewel. Chaotic Offering will buy some time here. Have they got the control to bring this TA down? Falling low, they've done it. They take down ThuG. They're going to get a bonus prize of the Warlock as well as both of these golems that will be dropped. And that
much?
is the perfect jump.
How much gold did they get for that?
1k there for that
It'll
old
show in a
Hester
sec.
jump.
Bonus deal.
3,300
Give me
gold
that
for 2
5
kills.
recap. That's what I like to see.
So that was a 4,300 gold swing. 4,400.
Not bad.
Not bad.
It's a start.
Just need like 4 more of those.
If they didn't disarm that TA, LC was going to die for sure.
She might have taken 2 heroes with her.
Yeah, probably.
He was like, nah, it's cool, guys. I got a blade now.
Yeah, she's gonna die on me. Don't. Oh god, all my HP.
I mean, the unfortunate part is they get that nice game. The timing, okay. Well, maybe if they kill MMP as well.
A little gem on Neuer.
He rolls up.
And that is going to be some more damage.
Uh-oh.
It's fine.
This is
I've seen this movie before.
getting a little sloppy. Good
Uh,
news is Legion's not level
They need
25 yet.
They need a short Roche respawn. They really need it. And it's... Oh my god, it actually instantly spawned.
Oh man.
What?
But Rise leaves.
That's crazy.
Rise left.
Oh!
He,
Oh my god, walk back into the pit.
Oh,
Walk
no.
back into the pit.
The Danish curse.
I think he even wrote down the time.
Malkexed them.
That is actually so unbelievably painful for them.
Cinderin put the voodoo jinx on.
I mean, sure,
His
there's
friends.
a trap in there, but still. That was like the chance right there.
You think they would have taken it if it was there?
I think you have to go for that.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to go for that.
You don't think you can win a fight in the pit if you just stall out around it?
There's no golem? The tree's dead?
That's like their
I think
entire
you
team fight,
absolutely
yeah.
take that.
Yeah, no goal is a big deal.
hey, he's got 5 bloodstone charges. He's back up 747.
The Red Cross got a donation.
He actually almost has a hex.
Eric Dunn's a comeback player.
He is indeed.
He's got a lot of coming back.
I'm pretty sure if TV watches replay and just see that road spawn, they're gonna be so upset.
Some ThuG. Cheese. Into the hands
Oh,
of Madara.
man. That's so painful because now Golem's going to be back up too. Like, Mouse are basically going to barrel down bottom lane with everything.
I don't know if you can let them get to the base. Like once they set up with the wards, they start channeling the upheaval. The TA's got the Solar Crest living armor on her. Just starts.
They have
the
a
tower.
smoke.
I think you have to try to ambush them.
Risky business.
Yeah, but letting them get there is pretty risky too.
No, I agree. Alright, here we go.
Oh, it's so hard to get the jump on a team with the tree though. Sneaky little bugger.
Oh, he pops it.
Oh!
Catches four of them here.
Hey guys, I found them! I found them!
He's going to be punished, taking his life here. They'll turn and go. At the same time, can they find anything? The Jewel's there on the sidelines, but the turnaround from Mouse isn't strong enough. They have the Glimmer Cape to protect Spun, get the chance to turn around, land the Chaotic Offering. Hester Joe being brought down low. To start again onto ThuG, he's been silenced, does have the refraction, but he's stuck in the ice path. Madara coming forward, but the Chakram bringing him down. The Aegis is gone. They've managed to bring down Hester Joe. That's the only one so far. They need more, Mouse. Can they get it? Again, an ace with these Chakrams trapping up ThuG. Noya trying to come back in. ThuG will put the BKB. Looking to find the kill onto Ace. Blinks forward. Can he finish off this Timber sword? No, the disarm from Noya. Timber's going to be able to get himself back to safety. On the back lines, they did find 747 on the Lina.
That was a little over-ambitious, I think, by maybe next time. You can also see this TA is so reliant on her BKB. She put in the backpack because of the Aegis and just did absolutely nothing with the first light.
Halberd is very important. The sad part is too, when your BKB gets down to 5 seconds, the disarm lasts way too long, even for a BKB charge, because you can't dispel it.
Yeah.
It just stays on.
This is where the Aghanim's Timber actually starts to get pretty scary for TA.
Yeah, Ace has been doing
Like
work.
now that the BKB is so low, your
He's
refraction
gonna-
is just useless once the BKB's off.
He's gonna knock her too. God, he is gonna be so hard to kill.
Is Jakiro 25?
I think he's at least 20. Yeah, he's got the
PM taunt.
yeah, and the
Because that
cast.
Ice Path duration taunt is so good. Especially whenever enemy teams are building early BKB, the TA is going to be between being disarmed, stunned, be able to do anything.
Yeah, it's a good point actually. Like the ultra late game with 5-second BKBs can be a bit of a struggle, I think, for Mouse. Like the Timber, the Jakiro, the Lina, all those heroes greatly benefit from short duration BKBs.
A lot of money there on ThuG still. Invest in the Lincolns. Spawn, cost of 45, he has the offering. Waiting patiently to see if anyone on Danish Bears dares leave the base. Doesn't look to be the case there.
It's very easy to catch there.
With this, she can just BKB and can't even duel her as long as the Lincolns hasn't been procced
I
yet.
think the main thing is he's not really here.
That too.
There's your up to
They're outside the base.
5 seconds till got them. ThuG opening up the trap. He's not the target he wants to go through. Wants to jump for the back. There's M&T coming in with the overgrowth. They'll drop the chaotic offering onto 2. Hester Joe has gone for the duel here. Spartan taken down, but now with the poison over out, Hester Joe's going to tick down low. They've already lost 2 on the side. The disarm is there on ThuG. ThuG, can he get anything more? 747 finishes off the Trin on the sidelines. Hester Joe ticking down low. The jump forward, they'll catch him. 3 down. Get the 3rd kill. There'll be a buyback on the Night Stalker, but there's no buyback available for Rise or Hester Joe. Mouse also down 2, but they keep their cause alive.
What a great summon. And Nightstalker, as soon as he saw the TA, immediately popped the halberd. She blinked, BKB'd, and after that, she was able to go for a higher. In the previous team fight, she wasn't able to deal any damage.
Well, the other big difference too is MNT's overgrowth actually allowed uptime for damage. Whereas in the previous fight, MNT was so far ahead of his team that his overgrowth was basically just, hey, come catch up to me. The other thing that I think is actually going to be pretty important in this game, considering the damage type of Danish Bears, is This Warlock's going to be level 25 soon. That means magic immune golems. That is actually going to be really, really frustrating for them.
Yeah, they don't have that much.
I guess he doesn't have
damage.
Aghanims, but if he had Aghanims,
But if he dies,
then
and that's basically like having an Aghanims.
yeah, that's true. He's very tanky though. He's got the Guardian Greaves, lots of HP.
Invisibility.
You gotta give Danish Bears a lot of credit. They've managed to hang on this long.
It's just because I think a lot of it is their lineup. They're so good at clearing waves. Like,
Yeah, we haven't even talked about like the mid or top. It's
Right.
just it isn't even part of our minds that they've cleared those Raxes, but that's not easy to consistently be pushed.
I guess the next question is, oh, he's going for Lotus. Okay, so I guess Ace is gonna get rid of Pipe for Lotus. Wants more armor.
So they can make a move with this smoke. Carried offering unavailable. MNT. He spotted out here, jump forward, they'll go for the duel. They'll take themselves a very quick kill to start off with. More damage for Hester Joe. Moving forward for more. Ace does flip Madara with the Shiva's guard, and Madara turns around with his own Shivas to try and hold him back. He's being surrounded. There'll actually be a buyback from MNT for this engagement. ThuG moving forward, instantly blinks up to the high ground to get a better position.
The upheaval.
Can they do this? 747 going for the TP out, will escape. They're actually backing away from the side of Mouse here. They don't want to take this fight outside of the base, but the roar there forces the Night Stalker to stick around. Neuer taken down by a quick mail hit from ThuG. That is the Night Stalker down for 90. Buyback
Spartan
unavailable.
he's just unreal. He is so good.
Yeah, I don't even know where he was. All I saw
He was sitting
trying-
on the low ground in the river, channeling the upheaval and just destroying. Like the Night Stalker popped his Hunter in the night to try to fly over the trees, but he moved 100 units in the duration of his passive. That was,
At night, mind you.
yeah, that was extreme.
MNT jumping in with the overgrowth, lining up for ThuG to get the hits in. That's going to be Lena just absolutely evaporating. They turn towards Hester Joe. Double kill for ThuG here as he's ready to work in onto more. Ace trying to force him back. Lincoln's is cocked on ThuG. ThuG is going to meld, hiding up. The chakra's down as well as the sentry. They have the vision, but the racks are being focused. Madara going for the objectives. Ace to change across. ThuG now turned back towards him, up to the high ground. The racks finally to fall. They get what they came for. An incredibly disjointed fight all over the place. You've got Madara killing it off Rise. Buyback from Ace as he was dropped. 747 taken down. It's a dieback on the Lena, and GG, well played, is finally called as Mouse Sports take game one here. But you cannot say that Danish Bears didn't give it their all. They're really making the work for it and really drawing this game on, holding them off, and for parts of it, giving Mouse. Okay, so the ThuG Classic, the TA, and in terms of it, is this a good TA game, or is he's still going to have issues this game?
It's alright. I think a lot depends on what he's able to get, like in the way of stacks. Like TA is so timing oriented.
Well, that's what Beastmaster's there for.
Yeah.
He's got nothing better to do than stack. For
You get
TA.
some juicy stacks going, you get your fast blink Deso into BKB, you're looking good. But if they're able to kind of slow Mao's early tempo, then I think it could be kind of a hard game for them.
I mean, there's a lot of like control for the TA, at least until she gets a BKB. But on the flip side, I think these, like, you can give the TA a lot of support because you have a Venomancer. You know, Veno's going to be super self-sufficient. Beastmaster's pretty difficult to gank, so TA can really get that kind of mid-1 treatment, though we see Secret really prioritize stacking for the TA and get her off to a hot start. And Danish Bears are not that good at taking Ancients away, so.
Yeah, I mean,
The Mouse draft is just incredibly annoying to play against.
it is annoying. You would say it's the better draft, do you feel, or like?
I think it's
so.
pretty even, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't know if I necessarily favor Mao's draft. It's just the heroes are, I guess frustrating is a good way to put it. Just because, there's Plague Words, there's Hawk Vision, there's Tree Vision, like finding good engagements, even
The main burst is physical, it's just a TA. I think as far as Timbersaw games goes, it's pretty good.
That's why I'm still surprised that they went for the TA over the Puck. I think Puck is more suited for countering out.
Yeah, but then like
I mean,
they're on
they've
such
been
a
lacking
timer
damage,
though.
haven't
Like
they?
they're that lineup really falls off with the
That's
Puck
true.
later on.
Yeah, Puck is but I mean, as it is, their team doesn't scale. Has been having issues. Aside
Their team is really good at assuming map control, though. Like, once... I think if Mousesports line up hints ahead, and they're able to secure, like, 1 extra bush chance, it's going to be really hard to get
Look
back.
at this is going to cause some issues for ThuG. Noya and Rise with this wraparound. Can they get the kill out of this one? He does still have a refraction. Is that going to be enough to get him up? They've got another dual breath. They'll lay it down. It will connect.
Oh, mid lane is lost.
That is such a good timing. I'm surprised I don't see that more often.
Yeah,
Show
making that
up
wraparound.
right after they pick up the bounty.
They did get the courier snipe though with the tree. Very nicely done behind the tower.
Classic, maybe.
Also dropped the ward. Very efficient.
So mid lane went from 1 to lost in like 2
Yes. You just flipped like red, green. it was yellow, then quick red, quick green. Now it's.
Oh, look
okay
at what
for the
Spartan's
team.
doing though. He's actually not letting any of the creeps die. So ThuG in reality, he's only going to miss 1 range creep. Very nicely done.
Saved.
All right. So yeah, you're absolutely right. You take that trade then. If you're Mouse. Let's see what the two of them could do with Noya hanging around, holding hands with 747. Spartan looking after ThuG for the time being. And these side lanes, a bit of a go being made onto Ace. Skylark and MNC chasing him down. Needs one more punch to get the job done. And the salve is there, so Ace will be fine. Can they cancel the salve? No, he's not going to mess around. Too close to the tower of Rise hanging about.
See, this is why I was surprised Mass was picking Bounty Hunter. Is like Tree is just, to me, like a way better Bounty Hunter, and he was available in those games when he took it. So maybe next time, like he's so good at these roaming supports, and I think Tree is probably the, if not the best one in this patch, then like up there with the Night Stalker is one of like the 2 or 3.
He pressures a lane like even earlier than what a Night Stalker could do.
Yeah.
Like even
Just
Timber,
look at this
him.
damage, yeah. This is Timber, and he's gone. And that, you know, Ace in terms of regen, he's only got 2 tangos left.
Well, I mean,
He doesn't have his reactive
Yeah,
armor
Yeah.
yet.
Timber has no mana.
Radiant's tower is under attack.
Disgusting.
Yep. Not an easy lane for Ace at all, being kept right away from the creeps and such. Skylark getting the most out of this. 7 for 4. Mid lane, Noya been hanging around, causing issues for ThuG. We've got 5 for 2 against the 8 for 1, so indeed 7-4-7. What's the answer with this final pick? ThuG, what can he draft? What
That's
can he
still like
play?
the idea of a Razor.
I also don't mind the Invoker. I think that they're a little bit light on control here. Like they've
Yeah, I think
one proper
yeah.
stun with Roar. It gives them some good late game scaling as well. He's a little vulnerable to like the early Night Stalker rotations with the Lina. That's a pretty easy kill, but at the same time you have the tree to help him out. These other lanes are very self-sufficient, so you can kind of camp mid if you need to.
Could you go all in with the old school Veno Warlock Morana combo?
I do not like Mirana right now.
I mean, I don't like Morana.
With
either. We've seen
Warlock-
it sometimes, but
With Warlock, it's okay.
I don't. I mean, but is it? I mean, I
No, it
still
is
pick it. But
definitely-
I swear it loses games when people try it now.
We did cast a game earlier in CIS where G played it and they did lose. But
And I cast another
Yeah.
Mirana game where it lost
Templar.
again, and it was
Oh, really?
super farmed.
okay, it's the TA.
Ah.
With the Night Stalker team is going to be difficult for Damage Bears. That's the biggest hurdle that they have.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big one. It is Danish Bears versus Mouse Sports. Winner of this gets a ticket straight to the Grand Finals, the last series to be played tomorrow for that place at the International 2017. Woo! I'm Odie Pixel. I'll be joined by Draskell. And you're going to stick around for this one? Odie Tsunami?
No pressure. You don't have to if you
Sticking
don't want
around?
to. I know Tsunami's been here for ages.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's a maybe.
I'll do it if LD does it.
I'll stick around for now.
What
Well,
happened
nah.
to no pressure? You just put like all the pressure
I
on
mean, just
him.
yeah,
You
see,
said no pressure. I didn't say anything about
Okay,
no
fair,
pressure. I'm
fair.
here for the pressure.
see how you find the game. If you don't like it, that's fine. I
This
won't
is-
blame you.
this
If
is-
the Dota's not to our liking, we'll leave. So we'll
Entertain me.
You'll know if we're judging based on whether or not we stick around.
I want to see how Timber Saw carry does. That's my main thing.
It's definitely a new thing. Well,
Yeah.
not.
Well,
I mean, it's been
some
done
team-
before, but
yeah, teams have dabbled.
You have
with
to
it.
be like OG to pull it off, though.
I think it's a pretty good Timbersaw game, though. Like, there's no silences. There's
Yeah.
really just the roar and the tree roots to control you. There's a lot of slows, but that doesn't really stop you from doing some good work with the chain and chakram. So